Thank you for joining us. I'm Jano Lieber, MTA Chair and CEO, with Acting Chief Customer Officer. She's the one in the shocking pink, Shanifa Riara, who's doing so much for our customers and for our whole system. Demetrius Critchlow, the Senior Vice President of Subways, the man who runs the subway system. Metro North and President, Long Island Railroad Interim President, Kathy Rinaldi, making the commuter railroads really achieve historic performance. And members of our LIRR team, as well as Deputy Inspector Alyssa Allen, who runs the whole MTA PD operation at Grand Central, and Officer Mercado. Thank you for being here. Listen, we're here at Grand Central today, Grand Central Madison, to shine a light on breast cancer awareness. Almost everybody has been affected by this disease in one way or the other. This is prevalent throughout our society. There are people who are survivors, there are people who are family members, and there are folks who are concerned about the issue, all represented here today. This is personal for me. As I told my Long Island Railroad colleagues, my mother was a breast cancer survivor. She lived almost 50 years after her bout of breast cancer. So part of what we're trying to accomplish is to urge everybody, listen to your doctor, go through the preventative steps that you can do. We're here to raise awareness and also to express support for those among us who have or will struggle with this incredible challenge. Listen, our partners at the MTA PD, show it folks, are wearing pink patches this month. In addition, the MTA is giving out these ribbons just to help raise awareness about breast cancer and on Breast Cancer Awareness Month. And as you see through the Grand Central Madison concourse, we're taking advantage of the modern lighting system to show pink, a little extra reminder. So you're going to see it on our police officers, you're going to see it on our lapels, you're going to see it in the lighting. Riders have gone accustomed over the years to our show of support through all these different mechanisms and means. I think in 2020, we bought out Amazon's entire stock of pink ribbons. So we're serious about this. We did it because public transit is where New Yorkers encounter each other. It's where people are reminded of what's going on in the world to some extent. And we want to take advantage of the fact that New Yorkers are aware and they're in the system to have the reminder of the importance of dealing with this issue on a societal level, on a personal level, and being supportive. So with that, let me turn it over to Chief Customer Officer Shanifa Riara.
Thank you, Jano. We are thrilled to stand here today to announce that, as Jano mentioned, all of our employees will be rocking these pink ribbons and pink patches throughout the month of October. 30,000 ribbons were distributed across our systems, and that for awareness, the Long Island Railroad, Metro North Railroad, New York City Transit, which covers subway and buses, our friends out at the Staten Island Railway, as well as bridges and tunnels. So everyone under the tent and part of the MTA family will be seeing and showing their support. The ribbons, as Jano mentioned, are one of many ways that we are supporting breast cancer awareness. Many of our internal groups will be participating on Sunday at the Making the Strides Breast Cancer Walk in Central Park. So we are delighted to continue to do our part in so many ways. But for me, on a personal level, as a wife, as a mother, as a woman of color, we oftentimes get bogged down with the day-to-day of being selfless and taking care of everyone else. So I employ to everyone to be a little selfish, especially as it relates to our health, and go get screened and screened regularly. So as Jano mentioned, again, I am proud to stand here with Randy Harris and Charmaine Frazier, who, as he mentioned, are survivors, and we are happy to have you here as survivors and champions. And just a little bit of background, and I'm sure I'm stealing Kathy's thunder a little bit, but Charmaine recently got promoted, and the day before, right before her promotion, we had a brief encounter where she got on that train and was helping customers during that derailment that occurred. And Randy will be celebrating her 20th year of service come April, so we thank you for your service. And with that, I'll turn it over to Demetrius Critchlow.
Thank you, Shanifa. Morning, everyone. I'm Demetrius Critchlow, the Senior Vice President of Subways, and I stand here today and every day as an ally to both survivors and those who are still battling this terrible disease. I often tell my team, the 29,000 employees of Subways, we're just a small microcosm of what the city is, of what New York is. Breast cancer affects everyone. We are women, we are men, we are brothers, sisters, cousins, family members. Breast cancer doesn't discriminate. It bypasses all of what you would consider to be norms, cultural norms. This campaign is impactful because it breaks through all barriers and touches all, be it the resilient survivors, the brave individuals currently battling, or the supportive family members and friends. That extends to our team in Subways. We are one and the same. Working somewhere and knowing that you're not alone through your journey and that there is a space for you, that is what is important. Knowing that when you stand, where you stand, you do not stand alone. There are no words to miraculously ease what folks go through. But my hope is that this campaign and our allyship helps a bit along with the journey and provides a bit of encouragement. And to our survivors, both Randy and Charmaine, who I have the pleasure of having known their power, their resilience, their amazing fire, I salute you. And I take courage to you for all that you've done. So thank you.
Thank you. Okay, Demetrius, that's a really tough act to follow. I'm Kathy Rinaldi. As Jano said, I'm the president of Metro North Railroad, and for the time being, I'm still the interim president of the Long Island Railroad. I grew up on Long Island, and it's no secret at all that Long Island has some of the highest breast cancer rates in the entire country. So it's definitely an issue that hits home not only with our employees, with our customers as well. Really, for any of us who grew up on Long Island, there's a very good chance that a family member, a friend, a colleague has either been affected by breast cancer or, like Demetrius said, is struggling with it right now. We've lost members of our own MTA family, our own railroad family, to this disease. I recall Susan Kupferman, one of my mentors, who was the first president of MTA Bridges and Tunnels, died of breast cancer about 10 years ago now, a loss that we still feel today. Her memory and the memory of others that we've lost remains alive, and it encourages all of us to keep fighting. That's why we're all so thrilled to be up here today talking to you and to show all of the agencies at MTA's commitment to joining this battle this year. I want to reiterate, as a woman and a mother myself, that there is a genetic link to breast cancer among many survivors. It's incredibly important for people to understand their family history so that they can assess their risk. And as Shanifa mentioned, early detection is one of the most powerful tools that we have against this disease. I encourage everyone to do what they need to do to make sure that they're diagnosed and have regular checkups with their doctors so that they can understand the nature of that risk and manage it. Our frontline employees, as Shanifa indicated, our stations employees, our transportation employees will be wearing their pink ribbons with pride and commitment throughout the month as they serve our customers. We want the communities that we serve to know and understand that we stand with them in this fight and will do whatever possible that we can do to be able to support the march towards a cure. And finally, I really want to, again, shout out to Charmaine and to Randy, and I had the honor of passing the mic over to both of them. Charmaine is a lead transportation manager at the Long Island Railroad. And she must have joined the railroad when she was 2. She's a 24-year-old railroad veteran who was diagnosed 6 years ago this month, before she had even turned 40. As you'll hear, Charmaine is eternally grateful for the support that she received from her colleagues and feels that getting herself checked has to be a priority for all women, regardless of expense or whatever else they have going on in their lives. So with that, I'm thrilled to turn over the mic to Charmaine.
Thank you. Thank you, everyone, for your kind words. Yes, so I was diagnosed with stage 2A breast cancer in October of 2017. I had no family history. There was really no reason to even look. I did my own checks and things of that nature, but the way that it was hidden, it would have never been found if I wasn't doing a particular workout with a group. And so with that, I was proactive. They told me, I don't think it's anything, but check it in 2 weeks, and by the end of the month. In 2 weeks, I had went and got it checked. And by the end of that same month, I had started my chemotherapy treatments. I received a double mastectomy with reconstruction. I had to go through chemo. Thankfully, no radiation, but it was uncharted territory. There was no one behind me, ahead of me, to show me what I needed to do. So thankfully, with my colleagues in the rules office, that's where I work, they were very helpful to make sure that I was okay, because I worked the entire time, took off only to go to the treatments, and rested when I needed to, and they made sure that I was good. My superintendent at that time was Scott Petralia, and he was very helpful. When I go into my doctor, they have a peer network group, and they connected me with a conductor that works at the railroad. And ironically enough, she was in a class that I taught the week before. I knew her history. I helped her back then when she was going through it. But now, where she was my student 1 week, she's now my mentor the following week. And she has been with me ever since. Her name is Lucianne Colombo. So she has been with me for the last 6 years. She'll be with us and my family forever. She's going nowhere. So it is very important that you get checked. If you think it's something, just look at it. Just have it looked at, because the alternative is that you're not going to be here with your family, and they would rather you here, being able to be the mom. I am a mother of 3. I am a wife of 20 years, almost 20 years. My husband was very instrumental as well. So when we're going through it, let's not forget our family members who was attached to it, especially our husbands or our spouses, our partners who may not understand what we're going through, because you feel like you are alone, but you're not. You're not. I continue to mentor other women that are coming behind me. Other employees call me. If I can speak to their daughter or speak to their wife, absolutely. I have no issues with that, and I'll continue to do that because someone did it for me. So thank you for having me.
And now I'm proud to introduce Randy Harris. Randy is a maintenance of equipment gang foreman working out of the Long Island Railroad Hillside facility. Randy, too, was very young when she was diagnosed with breast cancer, barely 40 years old. And Randy, as you will hear, advocates strongly for doing your research, being informed, and learning everything that there is to know about your treatment options. So Randy, please.
Good morning, everyone. My name is Randy, as she said. I've been on the railroad for 19, almost 20 years. Gang foreman in Hillside car shop. I'm also a member of the, thank you. I'm also a member of the Empowering Women in Transportation group, and because of them, we are here today. I want to first thank each and every one of you for taking your time out to bring awareness to breast cancer. Since 1985, Breast Cancer Awareness Month has been observed in October, and it's intended to raise awareness to the second most common cancer amongst women in the United States. I would have never imagined that I myself would be here, in this position, and having my own breast cancer story to tell. In April 1st of last year, 10 minutes after my son gave me the official news that he's a U.S. Navy sailor, I got the call from my radiologist letting me know that I tested positive for stage B breast cancer. This all came after, self-check and, going to my doctor, notifying the doctor of what I felt and going for a biopsy. And at that point, I was, diagnosed. A month after diagnosis, I had surgery. I had a double mastectomy. And 6 weeks after that, I went right into chemotherapy. My entire summer, I think 4 rounds, and then right after that, I did 30 rounds of radiation, unfortunately. All of this while still working, just like Charmaine. And I must say that none of this would have been possible without the support of my family, my friends, the maintenance of equipment department, my managers who are all here today, my fellow West Side Yard gang foremen, our manpower staff, and all of the craft workers. I am so appreciative of every one of them. And I will honestly say, after completing my treatments, aside from the physical scars, I didn't want to think about it again. I didn't want to give advice. I didn't want to tell my story, But now, a year later, I realize how important it is. And I want to give my perspective and share, because everyone's journey is different, and there isn't one face. It isn't just one face to breast cancer. There's so many people now. It's not just us on the front line. It's your family members. It's your parents. It's your daughters. So with that being said, it's just, I'm gracefully today that I'm cancer-free, and it doesn't mean life is easy. I still have side effects from treatment, and, it's, although it's been crazy, I see it as if I could help one person through their path, and whatever path that may be, and as long as it's easier for them, then I guess this journey has been worth it. So my advice to both men and women is to check yourself monthly and to get screened, because early detection is vital. And for that, I'm thankful to be standing here today. Thank you.
Beatrice, you want to introduce folks?
And within the Department of Subways, we've also undertaken this initiative to hand out these breast cancer awareness pins. I'm joined today by customer service agents Jarrell Chambly, Matthew Fuentes, and Tanika Wright, who are just a small portion of our team that will be out there spreading the news and showing how important this moment is. So thank you all.
We may have some questions now. We'll start the questioning with Andrew Siff of WNBC.
I wasn't sure. Shanifa, did you mention that some trains might be pink as well? And if so, where can people see those trains?
Trains won't be pink yet. Again, this is an annual event, and we intend to continue to build and build awareness and show our support outwardly. So for now, this year we have the ribbons and the patches, and of course the terminal is being lit pink. We also intend on using our digital screens and social media platforms to get the messages out. As you can see, we are surrounded by employees with lots of ribbons and patches, so we intend on taking stock of that through photos and posting them on our digital screens to let our customers know that they are not alone, and also our employees know that they are supported as well.
All right, you have something else, Andrew?
Off topic.
Okay, anybody else on topic? Andrew, off topic.
2 questions about resiliency and infrastructure. The state controller had already put out an audit last week faulting the MTA for not taking enough measures to harden the system against climate change, and then responding to your 20-year needs assessment, said while he was appreciative of the laundry list of items that you'd like to do, he was concerned that not enough of it was focused on resiliency and preserving the infrastructure you have. What is your response to that?
Okay, so first of all, the controller's report last week was about what happened between 2009 and 2013, literally before Sandy. Since Sandy, we've spent almost $8 billion on resiliency, and that really paid off last week. The major resiliency investments that we made actually work. We didn't have flooding at the Coney Island yard. We didn't have flooding at the low-lying 207th Street yard. And our amazing subway system, Demetrius Critchlow in charge, actually pumped out close to 20 million gallons of water. And the one challenge that we face when these things is about the city storm sewer system. So we're going to work with our city partners to get them to grow the capacity of the storm sewer system, because the MTA system is pumping like crazy. That was why we were able so successfully to run service last week.
So in that respect, would you agree with what Brad Lander is saying today, which is that the city hasn't done enough to harden?
Listen, I haven't seen the controller Lander's comments, so I don't want to comment specifically about them. But listen, we are doing everything that we can. The report that we released yesterday has enormous detail about the resiliency investments that we have to make in the next 20 years. And if just for example, the Hudson line of Metro North, which runs right up next to the Hudson River, sea level rise, it's at risk, and we got to do something about that. But there are many other resiliency investments enumerated in that report. But as I said, we are counting on our city partners to deal with one chronic issue, which is the capacity of the storm sewer system in these torrential rainfalls. It ain't where it needs to be, and everything backs up into the subway. We need them to address it.
All right, anybody else? That's it. Thank you. Thanks, everybody. Appreciate it.
Thank you, everybody. Thank you for coming down.